Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for this very evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 42nd episode of Campaign 2 of Caches and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, Virtual Spectre, and Moves Like Jagger from VGG and crew. Nina is here in chat and in spirit, but she doesn't feel good. So everybody tell Nina to feel better and that you love her.
Something happened.
Everyone guilt her. No, I'm kidding.
Nina, we miss you.
Nina.
Hope you all are having a fantastic evening. God, when was the last time that we did this?
So long ago.
A month at
It
least.
feels like 10
think it was 2
million
weeks.
years.
Was it the 17th?
2 weeks?
Was
It
the
was 2
17th
weeks.
the last
We've
one?
had 2 weeks off, I think.
Feels like
We're
it's
back,
been
baby.
100 weeks. Yeah, we're back. Whoa!
Back again. Maybe 3 weeks.
I can't even do that. Yeah, thank you. That was better. That was way better.
You're welcome. Is that what you're trying to do? Pew, pew,
That's what I was trying to do. This is me in Helldivers every time.
Oh, it's almost been a month. The last game was the 10th.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Someone teach me how to floss. I've been trying.
I tried to. It doesn't work.
Ask
I'm
like
too
an
old.
an
I'm too
8-year-old or something.
Yeah, I can't floss anymore.
Need some,
I have to-
some
What's
jids
it
to
called?
teach me.
Cringe
Ask the youth.
nowadays.
I have to
dance
like
now.
wind up. Like I have to think about it and like wind up and then start.
I feel like it's still cool because Bluey does it. What's the cool dance that kids do now, though?
It's I think it's called Sweet Justice, Orange Justice, something like that.
Sweet Justice.
Sweet Justice.
Is that,
It's called Sweet
is that
Justice.
still Fortnite dancing though?
Yeah, it's still Fortnite dance related.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
People don't know the origins
Should
of
we
dance.
play
They just
Fortnite?
call them
Will
Fortnite
we be
dance.
more popular if we start playing Fortnite? Like, as our
Actually, I
characters?
am a retired Fortnite professional. Just in case
Are
you
you
didn't know.
really?
That's right. That's right.
Yes, I competed in
Dude.
a professional Fortnite tournament, and I killed one person, and then got out, and then I retired. So no one can ever
Wow.
take that away from me.
Top of
So
your game.
you're a washed up Fortniter, bro.
That's right. That is exactly right.
Gross.
Washed up Fortniter. It was legit too. It was at a Microsoft store.
Wow,
That's
those
legit.
don't exist
Mhm.
anymore either.
What's that?
Those don't exist anymore either.
They don't?
They don't?
No.
I thought there was one here in Washington.
Oh, maybe they got rid of all the ones down in California.
Really?
I feel like
Oh.
because their headquarters are here, it makes sense for them to have a Microsoft store here.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, enough talk about the youths and what they do. It's time to it's time to
Us
talk about
trying to
what
be the
old
youth.
people do.
Let's be old people.
Yeah,
Get off
Yeah,
my
you can
lawn.
manage.
I'm gonna go yell at some clouds outside. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go get my prune juice. That's what old
Back
people
in
drink.
my
Right?
day, we had thaco, and there was the negatives is what you wanted.
Get that out of here. Stop it. Nobody likes
All
that
right.
ADD.
Can he play that character next season though? Because that was fantastic.
I mean, it could be this
Actually-
season if Azure dies. So
Ooh, or if
Wait,
we
is he
meet,
about
what's
to
the
die or
creature
what?
that makes
What
you
are we doing?
age?
Listen, let's
That
be
many
real.
things.
If we're doing old people, we have to say stuff like, I used to play a thing called 360.
yes.
No. You're like, okay, Grandpa.
Yeah. I worked a
Hey,
whole
Dale,
summer to save up to buy an Xbox.
I
Mhm.
remember midnight releases. We stood in line in the cold night waiting for a game.
They're there.
Yeah, there, Grandpa. We'll get you some Code Red tomorrow.
Okay.
Put it in your IV. No.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway, back to the Dungeons and or the Dragons. We've missed you all, and I've missed playing D&D. And I've told the players this beforehand, but I'm going to tell the chat. And I'm sorry, I can't be held responsible for this, but I don't know where my dice are. We have not found them yet, so I have to use digital dice. And
I do want to point out that you have a very loving wife that
Yes, I
was
do.
very happy to help you look for them. And if you had told her you couldn't find them before today, they might have been found. Just gonna put
I
that
will
out
say
there.
you would think that they would be in one of the 6 boxes in my office that still are to be unpacked, but they're not. They're missing. So
Everything's a mess over here.
Anyway.
But hey, we're here. We're ready to play.
I will say thanks to all of you that listened to our podcast while we were gone, because we're almost at 4,500 listens now, which is quite a bit from last
Ooh.
time that we were here. So thank you for listening to our
You
podcast
missed us.
stuff.
You really
Heck
missed
yeah.
us.
And if you didn't know, you could go to literally everywhere podcasts are, and you can find us, Caches and Cantrips. So go find your favorite podcast platform, and if we're not there, let me know. I'll make sure we are.
And see.
But if you want early access to them, you can go to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/casters and cantrips, where you get early access to all of our podcasts. There's a tier where you can help us make an NPC for our campaign. And I will say too, there was a bit of a discussion the other day about subscriptions and stuff like that. I just want to say that if you were to support us, Patreon gives us 94% of however much you give us, aside from processing fees. So
It's true. Patreon do be the
Yep.
way to support creators.
All right, I can only make it rain one bill. I don't have multiples.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can just support us by being here, because this content is for free in this economy. You're welcome, I guess. Or I'm sorry, I don't know, depending on whether you like it or not. Anyway, if you want to come hang out with us after the stream, or just anytime, or just want to drop in some of your favorite D&D stories, or want to link me new music to listen to, come hang out in our Discord. That's also in the chat too.
We have
the
a lot of
Discord.
people in there who love D&D and love chatting about D&D and sharing memes about D&D
Mhm.
and you name it. So come hang out.
Thank you. But I will say after this, we'll be back on track for our regularly scheduled programming. So on Monday, we'll be back for Tome of Knowledge as well, which is our podcast where we give you D&D knowledge right to
Come here.
your computer screen.
I need that. I haven't been able to listen to you guys in several weeks and I feel like I don't know anything about D&D anymore.
I know.
What am I going to do?
Tune in Monday. Boom, got him. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. I will say that, you may see some boxes in the background. We're still unpacking, and if things just go horribly wrong with the stream today and there's some jank that happens, we're working on it.
Roll with it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So still trying to get things set up in the new place. But with that being said, how about we just go ahead and number 1, untangle my headphones. And number 2, get settled in for tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips. Our story last left off with our adventuring crew experiencing the Mercantile Symposium of Progress in the Gilded Atoll. They started their day by adorning their finest attire and set forth to witness the opening ceremony. And it was there the party first laid their eyes upon the Gilded in all of their glory. And after a rousing speech from the spokesperson of the Gilded, known as the Sovereign, the symposium was officially underway. Their first stop was the Innovation Pavilions to witness some of the presentations about new inventions and discoveries. Notably, though, Thaldir's presentation was no longer on the schedule, but there was a mysterious presentation that was to be put on by the Skyward Emporium towards the end of the day. There were rumors that it would be a very exciting ordeal that would unveil something that no one had ever seen before. In order to be sure that they had effectively foiled Thaldir's plans of his presentation, Emmy utilized her wild shape ability to sneak around the pavilion to observe the Skyward Emporium staging area. And after sneaking around, she found Thaldir pleading with some employees to let him in the restricted area, and he assured them that he could do the presentation, but was ultimately turned away. Emmy returned to the rest of the group, who were waiting in line for the Skyward Emporium presentation, and she relayed this information to them. Shortly after, they were led inside, where Zephyros, the founder of Skyward Emporium, started the ordeal. And after much anticipation, he unveiled the Skyward Voyager, a flying vessel powered by arcane magic, the likes of which no one had ever seen. This Skyward Voyager was no larger than half the size of the Unfortunate. It was vaguely shaped like a ship, but had no mast to speak of whatsoever. A select few of the audience were able to take a brief tour of this vessel, where Azric and Taj were able to secure a place in line to see this wonder. There they learned that their acquaintance, Victoria Whitewood, was an early investor in this project, and while it was in early development seeking additional investing, there were plans for wider production in the future. After the unveiling, the crew all prepared themselves for the auction at the Gilded Tower. They met with Lucian Ashbourne and their crewmate Whisper as they prepared for their short voyage to the tower at the center of the atoll. And that is where we will begin our adventure this evening. So, this is towards the end of the evening. It is currently the Fire's Day, the 6th of Sextus, the day of the Symposium of Progress. And you are in a small sort of gondola-like vessel going from the inner shores of the atoll to the small lone island in the middle that holds the Gilded Spire.
Are there like other people like also going in gondolas, or is it just us? Or is it like a Harry Potter moment where all were like moving together?
There are a couple of other ships, but you know that the Gilded Spire is only for like the cream of the crop mercantile elite. That's where the real party is.
And I forgot, are we all disguised currently, or are we ourselves?
We're disguised.
We were disguised too.
I think I'm a cat. No, not anymore.
You
Could I
all
be
were wearing
again?
your super fancy attire that you had gotten to go to this
We did travel to it in disguise, though. We did specify that last time because we know those jerks are looking for us.
Yep. But I believe the people that you are dealing with at the Spire know you when you're not disguised. You've done your business dealings as them. You just have fake names, I believe.
Got
Yeah.
it. Then we're being gondoled by a dude, or like it's just us?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a driver who's like ferrying people, but it's you all, it's Whisper, and it's Lucian, the sort of art dealer that set this thing up to help you with this auction. And this dude is like sweating bullets. He's just kind of wringing his hands in the boat and just kind of, eyes are darting back and forth. Like he looks unwell, actually.
What is wrong with you? No? Are you fine?
Sorry, you startled me. No, everything's fine, totally fine. This is going to be very smooth without any issues, and we're going to auction off this tapestry, and everything will be fine. Be
You
fine.
do not look very fine. You look like you are unwell.
Oh no, it's just the salty breeze. It just does something,
Can I
do
make-
like a medicine. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, like
you
a
go, you
check.
go first.
I'm like, bro knows something or what?
You do insight and I'll do medicine. How about that?
I have my character sheet up.
Okay, I'll do insight.
No, it's loading.
You were gonna do medicine, I believe.
17. Does he actually look ill? Like the air doesn't agree with him or something?
It does not look like that he is suffering from any like sort of sickness or anything like that. Yeah, he's sweating a bit.
Oh yeah, I
but
forgot I'm Emmy. Yeah, I don't think you look sick, or you seem perfectly fine to me.
exactly, I am perfectly fine.
No, I mean you don't seem fine. I'm just saying medically you seem totally fine, and I don't think the air's affecting you in any way either.
Oh well, it's comes and goes.
I mean, I think it's an emotional distress. Are you worried about something?
No, absolutely not. What is that to be worried about? Just another day, another
Oh.
art deal.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 7 on insight.
Yeah, like maybe he is kind of sick. Like maybe he ate something that just didn't agree with him, or I don't know. Like you've ever seen him like this? Like you haven't spent a whole lot of time with this guy, but I mean maybe he's got like food poisoning or something. Like, is he gonna be able to do this?
It's not like he knows something and he's like worried about an attack or something.
No, he just looks like he's sick. Something's wrong with him.
Hayden taps Azric because he's still playing the role of like the guard, right?
Yes.
And Hayden just like gestures to look down in his bag, and he has like he bought like some really fine like top shelf rum, right? I have that in my inventory. I forget where I got it.
You bought it.
Yeah. It's like really, really, really good rum. And he just like flashes the bottle towards Azric and then kind of like eyes the guy over there like maybe he needs a stiff drink.
I think you're right, Hayden. Lucian, it's just nerves and jitters. Don't worry. Here, have a swig of this. This will calm your nerves.
Oh, sorry. What vintage is this?
It doesn't matter. It's top shelf. Believe me. I would never have you swallow any kind of swill.
Sure would hope not, because that would make me even more sick. Could you believe someone trying to give me like run-of-the-mill liquor? I mean, disgusting. And he sort of takes a drink of it, and like he takes a drink and then like holds it in his mouth, swishes it around, does a little bit of like, you know, like he's tasting wine. It's like, has this guy ever had rum before? He's like,
Lucian, it's rum. My sir, you just drink it.
of course I know it's rum. I've drink rum all the time. Very nice. Very good year.
You are a professional. You've done this
It's a good
countless
year.
times. You are the Lucian Ashbourne. There's nothing to be nervous about.
Who said anything about being nervous? Are you nervous, Azric? Don't back out on me.
We're on this gondola together. We're not going anywhere.
Of course not. No. I mean, you're contractually obligated now to go through this. Of course.
Of course.
I
Do
do
we
have a
also
hefty
want our
fee.
payday? So why would we leave? No?
There is
Exactly.
money to be made, good Lucian.
Well, I just hope you're all ready. Now, I will say that you need to play up the story a little bit, right? And go mingle with the people. Go talk up your adventures and how you found this wondrous tapestry. I already have the presentation done in there. It's already in the case and everything. So just play it up. Build the suspense. Build the allure of the piece. That's how we'll make more.
Oh, that will not be a problem at all.
Perfect. Well, I hope everyone's ready. We should be there here just momentarily. And you can see that Whisper's kind of just staying quiet and has her arms crossed and just kind of just looking at this dude being an idiot, which is not saying a whole lot.
Hayden will quietly show her the bottle, the same bottle.
She just looks at it and just goes, grabs it and just takes a big old swig and just hands it back to you. Fuck. When did you find this guy?
Oh, this
You'll have to thank our fine Captain Azric for finding this one.
I can see that.
But
Kind of
if
reminds me of him a little bit.
this all goes well, we'll be leaving with our pockets full of gold. So,
Well, we all stand to make quite a bit of money off of this, so hope everything does go smoothly.
You and me both.
He looks over at Azric and just kind of motions him to the conversation.
Sorry. Wasn't there something you had to tell us, Whisper?
Well, this sort of auction is going to be the who's who of the atoll here. And I have heard that Vorin Azrak will be attending the auction.
Who?
Everyone can make a history check if they would like.
Hey?
I'm not good at it, but I like rolling dice.
I just go to fucking jail. Fuck.
20.
13.
1.
Yeah, simple math. Hold on. 7.
Azric, you know this name. Who rolled a 13?
Me.
Emmy, you may have read about this person. He's really rich, lots of money, sort of independently wealthy kind of guy. Believe runs like trade into and out of the atoll. Basically, a lot of things feed through him, so he stands to make a lot of coin on this island. Azric, you know all of that, and you also know that it is rumored that he is the financier of the Shadow Tides cartel.
Oh.
They're the ones that want to kill us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be at the Spire.
Yes.
Oh.
Soon as thing gets showed.
Does it seem like the guy that we're talking to knows that guy, like, is it common knowledge that that guy has ties to the cartel?
Not
Like, this
common
guy doesn't
knowledge.
know. Like, Lucian has no clue.
Yeah. Lucian has no idea. I mean, Lucian's just nervous. You know, that's how he looks to everybody. Like, this is probably the biggest deal of his entire career. That's why he's flipping out a bit. And Whisper sort of looks at Azric and sees the recognition. She goes, I fucking know. But I have heard that he might be willing to deal of some sort. But I do know he's pissed.
What kind of deal?
Well, we couldn't necessarily get that far without turning over stones that shouldn't be unturned. But just from what I know is he obviously knows who, well, what you all did, obviously, and is very upset about that piece going missing in that warehouse. Knows it's up for auction, and from my understanding, he really wants it back. Now, for it to gain his attention, I'm thinking that maybe he's trying to take a bit of a different tack. As in, trying to kill you all hasn't worked so far. So maybe that might open up other means. I would caution you all. Just because I know how you are. And she just looks at Hayden. Tosh. Try not to piss him off or insult him. If possible.
Azric looks at Aiden and Taj. I believe we'll be.
I didn't hear that. Did you cut out?
I didn't hear what you said either.
Oh, I said we should be on our best behavior for the evening.
I am always on my best behavior, darling.
So,
Am I not?
let me get this straight. When you found me and stole this thing, this is the guy who owned it?
I mean, I think owned it is
Ownership is
implying.
such a
Yeah.
strong word.
So, you think he's really gonna let us sell his item right in front of his face? Or are we talking about forcing him to buy it from us?
Well, if he wants it, he has to make a bid.
And he'll let us walk away with the money.
From
Well,
my
think you-
understanding, I think that it would not surprise me if he had several solutions in play for how this plays out. I highly doubt he would allow that tapestry to go to someone else.
Or he will let it go to someone else and then just steal it from them. Didn't he steal it in the first place?
Or kill them.
I didn't think about that. That means that if we sell it to someone, they might get killed. I don't like that.
Well, I highly doubt he'll make a scene during the auction. I mean, the island's finest guards will be all over the place. It would be just suicide if he made an attempt.
Depending on who he's bought.
Ah,
I think you underestimate the league that you're now playing in.
I think I have a firm grasp on it, which is why I'm trying to figure out how we win in this scenario.
Walking out alive would be a good start.
if I recall, the captain of the mask, if we let the information know that the ringleader of the cartel is going to be here, I'm sure he would have great interest to intervene if we were to send a missive.
You could
Maybe.
try. What proof do you have?
Oh, we could get proof though. We could trick him into saying it.
On top of that, he is just a captain. And this man, for all we know, owns the complete organization. So,
I mean, it doesn't hurt. Can either believe the missive or not. I'm just saying we are playing all the cards in our hands, and it's up to them if they take the bet.
I'm scared all of a sudden. I thought this was going to be easy, and now I'm feeling very nervous, and now I understand why he's sweating a lot too.
He does not know the details. Emmy.
So he's just sweating for no reason? Is he just sweaty?
He is just sweating to sweat. Unless he knows something that we do not know. But remember, we found this on a shipwreck, no?
This is true. We did. On a ship.
Crescent Isle, and there was a rival crew trying to get to the treasure before we could, and we came out victorious.
I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any ideas?
No, I think the situation is properly fucked now.
Oh, boy.
I mean, we still have those potions, no? And while the thing is going to happen, we do not need to be in front, no? Do we? I mean, we could maybe have a curator or somebody else go for us. It could be one of us pretending to be the curator that is telling the story. Does not have to be us, does it?
Well,
Right, it's anonymous auction, correct? They don't know who the benefactors are.
I don't need to know who donated it, where it came from.
No, but someone does. And that's the person who owned it previously.
You also got Lucien in this as the art dealer to talk this whole thing up. So like the island is intrigued, trying to get high dollar buyers that some fancy adventurers went out and found this treasure, and that's what he's asked you to do, is to talk it up at this event, basically,
Yeah.
to drive the price.
Right, so
Is
we could
they?
disguise ourselves, talk up the story. Doesn't necessarily be us.
That's what I'm saying. There's a curator or somebody else that is going to talk up the story, but it is us that is doing it.
Like you would be disguised as someone else?
Aye.
So we just have to explain that to Lucien.
Well, we can tell him right now we are alone on this boat, no?
I anticipate that, depending on how you want to play this, Voren would probably approach you with a deal of some sort to make this amenable. If you would want this to go to auction, we can still do that. We just might have to make sure that his side wins the auction. Or we say who gives a fuck and be hunted off the island, I guess.
I mean, we do
Okay.
not want to come back here anyways, so why not get the highest bidder and then leave, no?
Unless they sink our ship.
I do have an idea, actually. Okay, I don't know if it's a good idea because I read about it in a book about the adventures of Greybeard, but there was one time where they were doing this one job and they were going to get killed by this other pirate because he was like a way worse pirate. But then they're like, why don't we do what you want? And then in turn, you do something for us and then we'll work together, because they realized they were both pirates. You don't think we could like do a job for him or something?
I,
he
I
could-
definitely would not want to.
He's tried to kill us.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. What if instead of him trying to kill us, we could all just be friends instead? Like the story.
I think you're missing something to that story.
I don't think I'm missing anything. There were some pirates and then there were some worse pirates, and then they had to become friends together to be friends because they realized they were all pirates, and the really bad guys were the government's naval forces.
Whisper kind of is like thinking about this, and she looks at Emmy and she goes, "That's honestly not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Wait, really?
He's tried to kill you all twice. Failed. Maybe offering an alternative of some sort, ensuring he gets the tapestry. Maybe he's tired of losing.
And then
people.
we all get to be friends.
I will say that one thing drives him, and it's usually gold. So if you're making it difficult for him, hitting him in the coin purse every time he tries to come at you, it's plausible.
You want me to
Go on.
talk to him?
Oh. I agree. Perhaps we should have a sit down. I'm not sure Emmy is the one to be the representative of.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But why not? I'm open to having a conversation. The end goal is to make sure we come out with the most money possible on the bid, but as well as appeasing the leader of the cartel to no longer kill us.
Well, you can kill him, but that might be exceedingly difficult.
How do we know setting up this meeting was not actually an ambush?
Well, he can't ambush us here. We're going to the Gilded Spire.
You would do it by meeting them in a public place.
They've already tried twice. In
We're
the
not gonna
market.
try it in here, though, I don't think, because that was public, but this is public and fancy. And he's trying to keep, like, his cover, right? That he's not the bad guy?
Well, I mean, this is going to be a heavily guarded area because of the auction and these high price items, so it wouldn't make sense for him to do an attack, but it might make perfect sense if maybe he bought the guard or something, no?
I don't know enough to know the answer to this.
Do you even know
Well-
what it looks like?
I do.
Well, Captain, if you think a sit down is a good choice, then we can have Whisper point him out and approach him publicly. Walk around, have a chat. Don't go behind any closed doors.
Agreed? Is that something you can arrange, Whisper?
You want me to arrange a meeting?
You just
With
have to
him.
point them out to us.
I can
that
point him
works.
out.
Very well.
I have to say, Captain, I think if you want me to be arranging meetings, then you have seriously misjudged my skill set.
You know, you do have a way of words. Even though sometimes it's very sharp.
Right. I'll point him out to you.
All right, then.
And then about that time, Lucian has just been kind of at the front of the little gondola and not even paying attention to what you all are saying. Like, he's been in his own little zone. He goes, "Oh, good, we're almost here. Everyone, write smiley faces. Act rich, if you can fathom the
What
idea."
does that mean?
Just pretend you're better than everyone else.
I don't think I can do that.
No.
Mean girl, Emmy. Mean girl, Emmy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can do that. And I, like, swish my hair back like Taj taught me how to do.
And he goes, No, you're better than everyone else.
Okay, I don't think I can do that.
Alrighty. And you get closer and you see this just large spire looming on the, like, as you're growing closer to it. It's built of like similar materials as the rest of the buildings that were in the atoll, but this thing is gigantic. There's a couple of like super small areas around it, like the receiving docks here, a couple of like small buildings, but most of it is just like a big ass tower in the middle of this atoll. And you grow closer, you see people going towards the inside, very, very fancily dressed. No one that you currently recognize yet. But as you kind of grow closer, you hear just like some really like very nice like parlor music playing as soon as you hit the shores.
Ooh.
And you make your way over to the Spire, and there's some attendants, and they're all dressed like the guards are in this area. They all look similar to the emissaries of the Golden Mask, but they've got some other adornments, and you've noticed that some of them their adornments on their masks and their armor match some of the Gilded. Like each had their own separate mask and color scheme. It seems that there are specific retinue of these emissaries that belong to each of them, if that makes sense. And you make your way up as you're being sort of ushered into this location. And the first thing that you see is just you go into this large part of the tower, this grand staircase in the front, and you sort of see them spiraling around. People are flowing in. And let's see. The floors all have sort of large carpet. It's like golden adorned on like tapestries on the walls, on the carpets. You walk through like a grand garden area. So you come through this entrance, and then there's sort of an open air atrium in the middle with tropical plants, a small fountain in the middle. And then you see others just continuing to motion you along through a large corridor. There is sort of almost like a reflecting pool inside, but there's a walkway that goes directly through the middle of it. And you can see that it's very similar to, think like ancient Greek architecture, lots of columns, like Ionic columns, lots of marble floor, and yet the walls are all that sandstone material that most of the buildings are around. Lots of arches, and in each entryway, a lot of this sort of area is open air as well. And you continue all through until there's sort of a large circular, like a rotunda of a room, and there are large statues inside. And then you can see that when you walk forward, this room's kind of packed with people. There's probably a good 30 to 40 people all in here, not counting like people that are serving foods and like the guards that are around here, that sort of thing. And you notice that all along this circular room, there are display cases all around the sides. You can see in the center, there's sort of a pulpit with steps. And you notice that in the center is the tapestry that's on display. To the left side of this pulpit, there's a display case full of huge teeth, like sharp predator's teeth that are as big as your arm.
Whoa. Can I make a nature check to see if I know what those are from?
Sure.
14.
There's some sort of predator, but it's not anything that you've seen. It would have to be exceedingly large. You're not sure. It could be like maybe like a dinosaur or something like that. But they look too slender. And then it kind of hits you. Maybe these are dragon's teeth.
Oh.
On the other side of the pulpit is another case that contains skulls, humanoid skulls. On the back wall, another case of skulls of creatures that just look extremely odd to you. Things that you've never encountered. There is another case of some ornate, ancient looking pottery. There's one case that is full of staves and rods. Another one with jewelry. One that's full of large, like crystalline structures, like gems, but as big as your head or bigger. Another case with different necklaces, amulets, another with other small trinkets, a dagger, a weird looking lamp. It's very strange. You're not sure what you expected to be for sale here, but some of this shit's weird. But you all are more than welcome to peruse or
I want to look and make a check to see if like anyone is like suspiciously looking at the tapestry and like not in like I'm interested in buying this way, but like I want to steal this way or whatever. Like I'm just looking for suspicious characters.
yeah, make a perception roll.
Hold, please.
Holding.
17.
17. There is a lot of interest around the tapestry, but it is hard to tell if it's just, oh, that's cool, I should bid on this, or oh, wow, this is insane, this was supposed to be lost. You're not picking up any direct hints of like, I'm going to take this, or like, I need to steal this kind of thing. You would really have to scrutinize someone pretty close because the room's very crowded for that. But there is a lot of traffic, and it's sort of just people are flowing, looking at cases, talking, all standing around, that kind of thing.
Okay. Anyone else want to look at anything?
I would like to. Yeah, I want to. Since I noticed those were like dragon's teeth, maybe. Are there any other cool, like. I'm looking for anything that would be like cool, like that Emmy might be drawn to, like something undersea or underwater in history vibes. Or like, oh, no, you know what I want to. Oh, I know what I want to do. I would like to use my background feature.
What does your background feature say?
It says, where do I find that? Description? Historical knowledge. When I enter a ruin or dungeon, I can correctly ascertain the original purpose of the builders, but I believe I can also determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old. So I want to look for some old shit in this place.
So does that, the first part of it specifically talks about dungeons, right?
Yeah, but I imagine there's stuff here that people like if somebody cut off a piece of a wall from a dungeon, I feel like that might count. Like a freeze, you know, or something.
There are some things in here that you could see, as far as like the monetary value of some of these things, every bit as much as like what you're selling this tapestry for.
Yeah.
Some of these things you can't even ascertain, like why would someone buy a case full of skulls? What are these
to be
weird
honest,
creature skulls in here?
I know the feature says monetary value, but I took it more because Emmy just would be like hype about the items being old.
Mhm.
So she would just be excited by whatever the oldest looking relic is,
The oldest looking relics in this area are probably a tie. Aside from like minerals, right? Because that's kind of cheating. Though.
They're minerals.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would be the large teeth.
Okay.
Or the odd skulls that aren't human.
Okay. Can I just wander over to investigate those then at some point?
Yeah.
Would that be an investigation check? I can't really touch them, I'm guessing.
That would be more. Let's think about this.
Active perceiving?
No, this to figure out what these things are is not a perception check.
I mean, I'll just ask a person if they're standing there.
Sure.
Like, is there someone that looks like they're like guarding them or something?
No. There's there are little placards though on there, and there's people just looking around at them.
I love placards. Emmy reads the placard.
The placard for the very weird skulls mentions a unending war between demons and devils,
Whoa.
and goes into some history about that and claims that these skulls are from some of the demons and devils that have been felled in battle. Give me a religion check.
10?
A 10.
Yeah.
That seems pretty fascinating to you. But you're not sure how they could get these skulls, because everything that you know is that, if you kill one of these things, they go back to where they came from.
Yeah, that's right. How did they get these skulls? I'm just gonna sit there and ponder until one of the group comes and collects me.
Is there a section of like rare weaponry?
Aside from like some staves, there is like a single dagger. Not less like here's some weapons. It's not that
Right.
kind of show.
Right. No, I was thinking more like unique finds that are maybe historical or have like some crazy story attached to them.
Closest thing you could find is that dagger. And you can go over to that placard and look at this dagger. And it mentions the catastrophe and mentions that this dagger was believed to belong to members of the cult of the wizard that destroyed the continent. To kind of further iterate on like the kind of auction this is, you're not going to find like powerful, like, oh, I want this, sword, +3 type of thing.
No.
This is weird shit that what do people that have all the money in the world, what do they want? Kind
Right.
of thing.
That's more the angle I was looking at. Like,
Yeah.
what sort of wall hanger might be?
Uh-huh. That kind of stuff.
Mm. Okay. I'm assuming we've lost Cooter to the tech section.
Cooter is currently indisposed.
Yeah.
This makes her sound like she drank way too much before this event, passed out in the gondola.
I don't know. I mean, I don't make the rules. She can do whatever she wants.
Well, not a lot of this is Hayden's particular cup of tea. He's just kind of wandering around. I suppose I could. It's Whisper just kind of around, or is she hanging near Azric, or?
She's looking, sort of scanning the room, trying to figure out who she sees. It looks like, you know, where everyone is sort of like eyeing the objects, she's watching the people instead, trying to figure out who is here. It's like she's doing a job basically, and you would know that you hired her for that job,
Right.
so that's what she's sort of doing, walking around, like almost like feigning interest in the pieces and just sort of getting an eye on everyone here.
And what's it so? I'm assuming this is not. The auction's probably happening kind of like any other convention would be like this room's one type of room, this room has other things. Is it like sprawling, or is this like one big auditorium type thing?
It's like one large, like this room itself is probably 70-foot diameter all the way across, just full of cases and different items. And you all notice that like there's not like an auctioneer, there's not like a place where people have like paddles to hold up or anything. You quickly realize this is a silent auction.
I suppose we should find where our piece is going to be at.
Maybe
Well, we
something that
saw
we could do is maybe
did.
spread some murmurings about our piece. It doesn't have to be us saying that it is ours, but just said, hey, did you see that tapestry over there? I hear it is really old.
It's a really good idea.
Maybe we can go in groups of 2. Or if you want to go and split up completely, we can do that too. Just stay in this room. Do not go where nobody else cannot see you.
I don't know if do you want me to? I don't want to be alone.
Maybe
Well,
it
you
is
can-
best if you are not alone.
You can stick with me if you want.
Okay, that'd be nice.
I will go with Azric. And I'll like take Azric's arm and we'll like meander one way while Emmy and Hayden go a different way.
They're like,
Okay.
I'm assuming there's some place for refreshments and food.
There are attendants walking around with refreshments and food.
Oh, well.
You could easily flag one of them down if you wanted.
Do they have
something.
like? Do they have like an area where people can just like sit at tables?
No, there's a couple of high top areas, but mainly everyone is just going between this room and like the gardens, and then like the atrium area in the beginning, and like the reflecting pool. People are like milling around all about. It's kind of it's like a large like mixer social gathering that has an auction of like insane items there.
Okay.
I want to go to the food.
The food is everywhere. All you
I
need
want
to
to
do
follow
is just
people.
grasp.
Okay, Emmy starts just like every time a person walks by, she's just like after she sees someone else do it, at first she does not understand. Then she sees someone else and she's just like, oh, okay. And she grabs one and is waiting for someone to like say something. And then she's like, and like pops into her mouth. And then she's like, looks at Hayden like, can you believe that just happened? And then like the next one comes by and she like does it again. And you get the feeling that if you don't stop her, this is about to be like when a little kid goes to Costco and they're giving out samples.
Yeah. I think Hayden will just flag down for some wine or something just to look the part.
Yeah, as soon as you raise your hand, there's someone right there with just like a tray just full of like flutes of just whatever kind of bubbly you could think of.
What color is it?
This one is like a light golden color.
I'm trying to think if Emmy would know that's alcohol. I think she takes one and tries it.
Yeah.
It's like champagne. It's like a sweet champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really strange. That is a very strange beverage.
And
It has bubbles.
it does.
Why do they do that? Is
Well,
that do they cast a spell on it?
I don't
know.
believe
That's-
so.
Emmy's gonna start drinking the champagne.
I mean, it's good if that's your jam.
Rum is not her jam, so I think champagne might be.
Hayden like bends down to whisper, I wouldn't drink too many of those if I was you.
What?
You might end up on the floor after a while. It's alcohol.
It's alcohol. Okay, yeah, that's a good call. Emmy like just sits it back on the tray as the guy's walking back.
You can enjoy one or two. It's not going to hurt, but
Okay, well maybe after we sell the tapestry then.
so
Yeah.
shall we find some people to talk loudly near?
Okay. You want to stand near the tapestry and do it? Or just find people eating and talking?
You can be in the area of the tapestry,
Okay.
sure.
I'm just gonna look for rich. Emmy doesn't know what rich people look like. She's gonna follow Hayden's lead. He probably knows what rich people look like.
Lucky for
Everyone.
you, everyone in this whole room is
I was
rich.
going to say everyone
You
here.
know what I mean? He does not know. Like she was so out of her element. She doesn't know who to go. Who looks like a good target.
Yeah, we'll just kind of walk in the vicinity of the tapestry, and if there's some groups of people looking at it, just kind of do the wow. So this is it. This is the
Yeah. Wow.
peak. I think it actually exists.
The craftsmanship is remarkable.
It's a good thing we came here just for this piece, isn't it?
They weren't lying when they said the artist was very talented. Emmy's just repeating things she knows to be true because she knows that I think Azra told her like it's easier to lie if it's like true or something. So she's just repeating like art facts about it loudly.
So you kind of catch the ear of a gentleman, probably middle-aged or so, a little on the shorter side, a little portly, and he goes, I know, of course. And you turn around and you see it's Isaac Sterling who's here. And
Can you refresh your memories again?
Isaac Sterling, who owns Sterling
The chat.
Shipping Consortium, was with Victoria Whitewood when you went to the Fancy Club early on. And Isaac Sterling also got you in touch with Lucian Ashbourne. So he's kind of an acquaintance person.
But we're all disguised, so he doesn't recognize us.
I
You
don't
can
think
be
we're
disguised
disguised
if you
right
want.
now. We were
I
disguised
thought-
to get here, but we're
You
not
were-
disguised.
I didn't
at
say
it.
I dropped my disguise, so I'm disguised.
Just know that then Lucian would know your disguise.
I think he knew we were disguised because we walked into his house disguised, undisguised when we
That's
first
right.
met him. So he knows
That's
that
right.
people are chasing us.
I totally forgot about
He
that.
does.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call.
I'm assuming he turns and recognizes us.
Sure. And he's like, oh, what are you doing here? I hope everything's going all right with the... Such a nice piece. A wonderful piece.
Of course. We were just admiring this work of art. And how immeasurably valuable it must be.
I have heard that you have caught the eye of, very surprisingly, Ironhelm, Cassius Ironhelm, the dwarven fellow over there. And he is sort of an older dwarf gentleman who's bald-headed. Instead of like a big beard, he has a white sort of majestic mustache that twirls all out from his face. I've heard he's going to be bidding, but doesn't want to bid too early.
Well, I imagine the betting will start getting good a little later on. But
Of course, when people have more of this, and he just sort of grabs like the champagne and just like drinks from the flute.
yeah, Hayden just kind of holds his up and does the same. So what do you expect a piece like this goes for at the end of the night?
I'm low on art dealer. Perhaps you should have asked Mr. Ashbourne what he thinks it could sell for. I mean, he's been working very hard
Well,
working this piece up.
I imagine something this rare.
I think
Probably-
it'll sell for a lot.
Sure. If I had to put a number to it. 15, 20, maybe
Probably.
more.
Well, I mean, I've seen a piece go for as high as 30,000 gold pieces before. A relic from the old empire, of course, but quite a unique piece. So it is entirely possible this could fetch that amount. I'm not the right person to be asking, though. I
Well-
just enjoy the spectacle and sort of like gestures around the room.
Sure. As I wait. But I always like the game of who's going to spend the most.
Well, if any of the Gilded have their eyes on something, then I would take a look there, because they will be the one that will spend the most. They don't lose.
Ah. Well, let's hope they bid on this one then, because I doubt a piece will come like this very often.
Yeah, and I will say, I hope they don't bid too early, because once people see their names on, well, the ledger, people don't tend to cross them.
Ah.
Why don't people cross them?
Because they run everything on this island.
So
Oh, isn't she such a cute one? He's like boops your nose.
well, I just was asking a question.
Oh, of course you were.
Oh, Emmy?
Yeah.
Wait, that was there? Are we? I forget what name we were going by. Hayden probably wouldn't have said Emmy if we were using fake
I don't
names.
remember my fake name, and I don't know where my notebook is. I do have it written down wherever my
Whatever.
notebook is.
Hayden would have said whatever her fake name is.
Good, because I'm in the same boat. I have all your fake names written down in my notebook that is packed
Yeah.
away that I can't
Living is
find.
fun.
Shall
Convenient.
we?
Yeah.
Shall we get a closer look?
Yes, we shall. I
And we'll
pretend like
just-
I'm better than everyone in the room.
We'll just get closer and try to carry on with the same type of conversation within
Mhm.
earshot of anyone around us.
Azric, while you were arm in arm with Taj, sort of walking around and setting the scene, Taj, you feel like someone bump into you, like it was not an accident on purpose, and you twirl around to see who would dare, and you see Whisper, and then as you look at her, she just has her finger pointed in that direction, and then just sort of spins and walks off. And she has pointed out a bronze dragonborn who is walking around, perusing the sort of items. And this person looks, let me get their info here. They're a bronze dragonborn. They have sort of jewelry hanging back from their two horns that extend backwards. So lots of golds and like emeralds. They have an emerald necklace. They're wearing the similar like loose fitting clothing of everyone and that wears in the region. They have rings on every finger. But gold and emerald's kind of their jewelry game. But they're wearing a very loose fitting robe, almost. I wouldn't go like kimono like, but think that like inspired by, and then with like an overcoat with some like a long shawl that goes over his forearms. And based on this sort of description and her pointing them out, this is probably Vorin Azrak, the dragonborn who is the financier of the Shadow Tides cartel.
So the bronze dragonborn is the shadow cartel person.
Yeah.
I use my message and whisper into Azric's ear that's the shadow cartel person, basically just like reiterating who was pointed out to me.
What's he looking at right now?
He's perusing the cases pretty much. Trying to look like he looks disinterested. But he's sort of making his rounds around the room. He's walking counterclockwise. He just passed the case with the weird skulls that are allegedly demons and devils.
When he gets near or approaches the tapestry, I'll kind of like approach and stand next to him if it happens.
Yeah, you can see he's just sort of like meandering, like grabs a drink, starts chit-chatting with some other folk in the room, and he's sort of making the rounds. People recognize him, like warmly greeting him. And it's almost like he makes it a point to not look at this tapestry. And then as he makes it all the way around, he starts to sort of calmly walk up the steps, almost like going through like a routine or like going through the motions of like, well, I guess I better look here.
Yeah, if he stops to look at something, that's when I'll stand next to him, comment on the thing he's looking at.
Yeah, he's stopped at every single one of them, and he's going to stop at the tapestry now.
Okay. Yeah, when he gets to the tapestry, I'll stand nonchalant next to him.
Yeah, so as he sort of slowly climbs the steps with his drink in hand, you sort of meander your way up there, and you're standing shoulder to shoulder as he's looking down at this. And I think now is a good time to take our break before you start the negotiations. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back here in just a few minutes. So go grab go grab some snacks and get some beverages, stretch your appendages, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes. BRB, everybody. And welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you have gotten your snacks and your beverages and stretched all of your appendages. Where we last left off, I think Azric was just going to have a little chat with somebody. No big deal.
No big deal.
Nobody important.
Just Voran Azrock,
Yeah.
the financier of the Shadow Tides cartel, who's been trying to kill you and almost succeeded twice, I believe. So
Actually, yeah, those were some art fights.
Between old friends.
mm-hmm.
Water under the bridge.
Do you look like Jorah Lighthelm currently? Which is just
Uh,
Azric with a different name.
No, I currently look like Oscar Goldling,
Oh,
which
Who's
is the
Oscar
glow up
Goldling?
version of Isaac Sterling.
a little bit more portly, a little bit more boisterous,
Amazing.
a little bit more stuck up.
No, I'm definitely a fuckboy. If Isaac Sterling was fit, young, and very sculpted.
So like Rupert was Victoria's arm candy in the previous
Yeah.
episode. So Voran is just sort of just standing there, arm like holding his glass, and he finishes off and puts it on a nearby tray, and he's just standing with his arms sort of collapsed behind his back.
Why, that is quite the magnificent piece.
And he sort of just looks over to you. Indeed it is.
Have you heard the story, how it was acquired? It's quite a fascinating story. A shipwreck, two warring factions fighting over the prize of the tapestry, unearthing it from the ocean, and then here it is.
Quite a fantastical tale.
Now, I understand you tried to kill me and my people not once, but twice.
And
I
he
think it's
looks at you when you say that. Clever disguise.
one can never be too careful.
I have 8 people in this room that could kill you and all your friends whenever I snap my fingers.
Oh, I highly believe that, yes. But will you do it? In quite the establishment that we are in.
It depends. I mean, you never can be too careful, right?
Right you are.
You have something that, well, doesn't belong to you. Doesn't belong to me. But you have something that was in my care that needs to go to whom it belongs to.
If I recall, you also had someone in your care that belonged elsewhere. Fortunately, I was able to retrieve that person.
Get him.
If you are talking about the spectacle that my lower lieutenants did behind my back, making deals where they weren't supposed to, well, I would say that I have taken care of them, but most of them are already dead. There is one, though, that I would love to know more about where they might be. I would be happy to tie up that loose end.
Hmm. Who would that be?
Oops, I don't have my notebook.
Ah,
Hold on.
It's the greasy little guy that
um,
that got
are
away.
you speaking of Renard?
Yes. Node.
The last time I saw Sir Renard is he was behind bars.
Do you know who was holding him?
Well, we left him where he was holding one of my associates.
Incorrect. Captain Darius. The mask that was on the case.
Ah. Yes. That name does sound familiar.
Yes, I do not own him. I don't have permission to kill him for some reason.
Seems like the island has some sort of balance with you and the golden masks.
You're mistaken.
Well, didn't come here to speak pointless words with you. I believe we can perhaps come to an understanding on how you could stop wasting your men's lives and trying to kill us, and maybe acquire a missing item that you're looking for.
Perhaps it would be only fair to have some sort of recompense to you and yours for the unfortunate charade that was staged in my warehouse. I would be curious about keeping your house in order, because I can tell you he wasn't kidnapped by any of mine.
Interesting phrase, keeping your house in order, when it's your very own men who went behind your back.
I am cleaning house as we speak.
Well, things are already set in motion. This piece is already on auction, so it's very unlikely that I'll be able to pull it. What do you suggest?
You could pull it, much to the disappointment of many here. I'm sure you would owe a small fee to Mr. Ashbourne, but he's just a sniveling little pissant. So, it won't take much to appease him.
Well, let us hope that none of the Gilded have taken interest in this piece.
I don't think you'll have to worry about that. I think that we have come to an understanding.
Well, of course, you must understand we are looking for the highest value we could get from this piece, and this is why we are auctioning it. And of course, there's a lot of fingers in this pot, so how much are you willing to give me?
The small token for the unfortunate happenstance of your crew member. I think some of 10,000 gold pieces would suffice. That, of course, would be you pulling the auction and us having a private deal. Lucian will be fuming, but I don't think it's anything you can't handle.
Oh, I believe I'd be more capable if we were closer to 20,000.
If this goes to auction, I will ensure that no one else would like to bid on it. I have many favors owed. Many people that want things from me. So, if you force my hand at that, then I'll see to it that this piece doesn't go more than 6,000 gold pieces. You could roll the dice on that and see if you could convince anyone, but, well, if it ends up in anyone else's hands, I'll just have to kill them.
Well, makes no difference to me as long as I get paid. I don't care who you kill. Let's call it 15 and you have a deal. I'll try to persuade him.
He sort of looks at you. Wow. Go ahead and make your roll.
Okay. Ooh, but not 20, baby.
All right.
Hey.
24.
Nice.
He sort of looks you up and down. I'm prepared to go as high as 13. But I might need a little more than something from you in return for that. Or we could settle this in an alternative way. Perhaps we mutually agree to an open duel. If
Well, that's very one-sided negotiation.
Well, if you win, I'll be dead. No one left to interfere with your auction. You may get the maximum amount. Of course, if I win, then you're dead and I just take it. And I do mean this is to the death.
Oh, well, I don't think that is necessary. We can come to an understanding, an agreement, maybe perhaps become business partners. I will accept your 13,000 as long as you throw in a couple items you may have lying around in your warehouse.
You've
Your choice.
perused enough of my warehouse.
Well, you do have a wrong to right, as your people have taken my man.
Indeed, that's what the goal is for.
13.5. Final offer.
You see sort of his eyes start to flicker just a bit, almost like pulses of lightning in his behind his eyes. I've made my offer, Captain. I suggest, well, if you'd like to keep pushing, then maybe I'll push back.
You failed to kill me twice. I don't think you'll be successful a third time. But I'll talk to my people, and I'll get back to you.
Please, try me.
And I walk away.
All right. You can find the rest of your people milling about.
As soon as I let out like a big gasp, I'm like, oh my gosh, that man is terrifying. Oh, we've come to an possible agreement. 13,000. We pull the tapestry, and we walk away. Option 2, I fight him one-on-one, duel to the death.
That was it, 13,000.
Yes.
And we're free to leave the island?
Yes.
He
But did
didn't
you
want
ask him if
anything
he
else
wanted?
from us.
Well, he told me that your kidnapping was a misunderstanding, and his people went behind his back. So Cartel actually has nothing to do with you.
Did you ask him if he wanted to be friends?
I may have said some choice words.
Oh, so you didn't really act very friendly. I take it.
I tried to be the strong, tough guy. I think I was successful, but
You hear over your shoulder, "You fucking idiot."
whisper.
Sorry, Captain. You were a fucking idiot.
I think 13,000 is pretty good.
I'm not sure if you noticed in the middle of the negotiation, but when his eyes started to crackle with lightning energy, I saw no more than, or perhaps more than 4 people reach for weapons underneath their cloaks.
I think I would have been better not knowing that information. Anyways, we've come to an agreement if we are willing to accept it. Aye or nay?
Well, it's between money and the potential of you lying dead on the floor, or potentially killing him.
I
It's
will
13,000 gold we didn't have.
as a quick DM intervention, if you do go forward with the duel, it is to the death of either side. You don't necessarily know the parameters of this, but if you lose, Azric will die. Just so you know.
Wait, you're implying he couldn't win? Wow.
Could win
You said Azric will die. Those were the words you used.
if he loses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think I want you to die, so maybe we should just do what he wants.
Did he ask for anything else from us? Because I find it hard to believe he's going to pay us for the item we stole from him and is just going to let us walk away.
Well, he did mention that we would arrive at a different location. So that in itself could possibly be a trap.
Mm.
And pulling the tapestry from the auction is also be an ordeal, and we'll have to compensate Lucian for his troubles, but he won't be happy
But
about
we'd get no money, really. I had a really good idea just now.
it. Yes, Sammy.
Okay, what if we pull the tapestry, but we tell everyone that it was stolen from the middle of the auction? We steal from ourselves, and then we can spread this rumor that this really cool crew of pirates did it, which we did. I mean, we spread the rumor later after we leave. But then we just give it to them behind the scenes. But then we get all the street cred. I mean, ocean cred. I don't know what term they would use in this world.
Sea cred?
Yeah.
Yes, Hayden.
If we made a private deal under our own negotiation without the help of our art collector friend, do we really owe him a cut?
Well, the agreement was he would make a percentage of the auction sale, and now that we're pulling it, he no longer has that percentage. We still need to pay him.
Your deals that you made is if it sold more than 15,000, he got 18% of it. If it sold for less, he got 15%. And you owe Whisper 200 or 300 gold for this endeavor based on the sale price percentages.
I don't know. This is really hard.
My thought is we pull it, tell Lucian that it's for his own safety, that if we didn't pull it, the cartel would kill him, and we're doing it to save his life. We give him a little bit of money for his troubles, and then we do our back alley dealings with Voren on a chosen date and time. Of course, we can leave it up to fate and see what actually happens in the auction, but there's quite a few people here that's ready to kill us.
Whisper counted 4. I counted 6 at least.
He told me 8.
I would much rather get this deal done sooner than later, because I want to be off this island as soon as possible, and I think our lovely friend Tosh would agree. So a later date and time, it's not necessarily going to work. I feel like it has to be today.
Very well. We're all in favor of pulling from the auction.
Yeah, but I still think we should do something more piratey.
Aye.
Like what?
Like, what if we pull it and we don't give it to him? What's he even going to do with it?
Well,
What are we going to do with it?
I
exactly.
don't know. Figure that out later.
It's 13,000 gold now. Versus if we could even sell it later at all.
We could return it to the artist.
For...
Free.
I mean, that's not very piratey, is it?
For free?
It's kind of like there's that one story of that one pirate that like robs from the rich and gives to the poor.
Oh, I believe
Oh,
that was
so-
a brigand, not a pirate.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a pirate.
And it sounds like a good way to die poor.
Well, I mean, being a pirate's not about not being poor. It's about having adventures and sailing the sea, and no one gives you any rules.
Giving
Sure, but having gold helps.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never had any gold, and I'm pretty happy.
Well, how do you plan to pay the crew, Emmy?
Well, we could sell some of the fruit that me and Cooter are trying to grow, I guess.
Just maybe think about it a bit more, Emmy.
Okay.
As pirates, we do as we like, become who we please. And what's more pirate than essentially stealing from the same man twice?
Yeah, I want to steal from him again.
Yeah, he's paying us for an item we stole.
No, but that doesn't feel like stealing. That just feels okay.
He already owned it. We've taken it, and now he's paying us to get it back. That's double
We
steal.
also steal something like, I don't know, does he have like a mustache comb or something we could take when he's not looking? It just made me feel better.
Oh, he's a dragonborn. He doesn't have hair.
That's a good point. Okay,
You
I'll
have
think on
already-
this some more.
We have already taken from his storehouse once.
You just know that Whisper's not going to be happy, and a lot of people aren't going to be happy.
She's getting paid as she was promised.
But not as much, I don't think.
No, flat rate.
But what matters is
Oh.
we're happy and we're alive. That's
True. I do
most
think it's good if we're alive. I don't think you should fight him.
I'm actually curious, but
We could also just give it to Blackbeak and then let them sort it out amongst themselves. Would that be bad?
I don't really think Blackbeak would really do anything with it.
It's worth a lot of money.
And
Why
now-
wouldn't she?
She would sell us, or sell the item, probably, eventually. But
Then we could at least pay off our debt to her.
You can do
Well, we
that
could
with the
do that.
money.
we're dealing with pirates here.
Oh wait, Whisper's in the conversation.
She's standing here, yeah. She told the captain he
I
was an
wouldn't
idiot
have said
earlier.
that about her. I wouldn't have said that about her if I'd have known she was here. Sorry. I thought she was. I mean, I'm in favor of selling it.
Gosh, darling.
Same. I did not want your life to be a reason that we make more money if we decide to keep it.
Very well. I will tell Vorin that we will pull it from auction, sell it to him tonight. And prepare to get backstabbed.
Most likely.
Very well. Wish me luck, and I'll head back.
Mhm.
I'll grab 2 drinks on the
Adrian
way.
will kind of like trail behind at like a, I don't know, 20 or 30 foot distance.
Mhm. And as you sort of creep in, you see that Whisper's doing the same at like 15 feet on the other side of Azric. Like she had the same idea of just kind of casually walking in the same direction, just in case shit goes down. And you make your way back, and he's looking at the alleged dragon's teeth. And he's doing sort of the same look where his hands are sort of folded behind him. He's just looking at the case with an air of like disinterest about him.
I'll grab 2 champagne glasses from a server and walk up. Like, do you
Mhm.
feel any kinship when you see something like that?
He sort of looks at you.
And hand him a drink if he wants.
Appreciate the gesture. I don't allow people to hand me things.
Very well. I'll agree to the terms, but we will have to meet tonight.
Why?
Oh, I'd like to get off this God's forsaken island.
Pull the tapestry now. And I'll have the gold to you by the time you make it back to your ship.
Deal. I'll make it happen. Where shall we meet?
You tell me. Perhaps I could give it to you as a going away present.
We shall meet. What is it called? The Saffron Allure. Would that be all right with you?
I don't usually partake in the various vices and proclivities that happen there.
Oh, I can have the Whisper Network arrange a shipment. Or you could send your people to my ship.
Very well.
Was it the latter or the former?
Alright, so I'd soon see you leave immediately after this transaction.
Oh, that you have my word. And I'll extend my hand for a handshake.
And he sort of looks and just nods. If you'll forgive me, I don't.
Right. Well then.
You recall that when he was greeting people, he didn't shake anyone's hand, he didn't clasp anyone on the back, anything like that.
I will respect his wishes for non-physical contact.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could have your people wear a white rose on the left breast, then I'll know that it's your people.
You need too many stories. There'll be the 8 people with the big fucking chest full of platinum.
Very good.
I would say pleasure doing business, but it absolutely has not been.
Well, under better circumstances, perhaps we would have done business together. But hopefully we never see each other again.
I will say, Captain, that you are quite resilient. Like a cockroach.
Every creature has its benefits. Help me out as much as you like, but I will always come back stronger.
Is the hope for you that you don't wind up on the bottom of someone's boots someday.
Well then, you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Indeed. Remember, pull it immediately.
I will.
And he just he's basically just standing with his arms on his back and then just looks back down at the display case. Doesn't walk away, just basically just removes you from his interest, essentially.
I will walk backwards and do a little 180 spin and head back.
Awesome.
and then release a sigh of, I want to say relief, but stress. When I get far enough.
Mm-hmm. You see, Lucian is walking around, and he goes to Hayden, who's with the group. He goes, I'm so sorry. I've forgotten your name, bodyguard. Where's your charge? Hello.
He's over there.
I do not see him.
Just across the way.
I'll kneel down to dust off my fancy shoes and change to my normal form as I stand back up and head over. Oh, Lucian, good to see you.
Oh, I thought that you had perhaps, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I thought. Listen, I have been talking to Cassius Ironhelm, sort of talking up the peace. Apparently, I'm not going to believe this. I'm so very excited. This is the best day of my life. My night is going to be fantastic.
Lucian, could you hold that thought, please? There's something urgent I need to discuss with you. Maybe walked off to the side.
No. Cassius Ironhelm, Evangeline Goldbrook of the Silver Song Couture. Lyra Silverleaf, all interested. I'm sort of creating a little bidding triangle of sorts.
Oh, that's exhilarating news. Lucian, your life is in danger.
What?
Yes.
No.
The cartel wants you dead unless we pull the tapestry. Calm your voices.
He sort of comes up. But you lower your voice. You're going to cause a scene.
Apologies. Can we speak somewhere private?
How could have you roped me into your shenanigans?
For whatever reason, you have a target on your back. I'm trying to save your life, Lucian.
I'm ruined. I've never crossed them. Ever.
All we have to do is pull the tapestry, and
the tapestry.
all is forgiven.
This is my swan song.
I understand. But is this worth your life?
All the good die young. They'll be remembered forever. But I don't really want to die because, I mean, what would I do with all the money if I was dead? Nothing.
It would be all for none. All your hard work gone.
I don't want my sniveling little nephew to get my estate.
Oh, he would just run it to the ground.
Of course he would. He's an idiot.
Sully your family name.
No, he wanted to give away a piece for free? For charity?
No.
Imbecile.
The audacity.
Lower your voice. We're going to make a scene.
Apologies.
There are going to be a lot of upset people, and I don't know what to tell them.
We can tell them that it's a fake or it's cursed. Another fabrication.
It's a fake or it's cursed? That directly harms my reputation.
Well, you're a brilliant genius. What do you suggest? Repairs?
That also harms my reputation. That I would prepare a piece to be sold and find it in disarray. I don't.
Perhaps it could be stolen?
Now that is a terrible idea. How would it be stolen underneath everyone's noses here? That would be a travesty.
Hayden's
Still
still
want to do that
standing
one.
there.
Hello, Hayden. I'm sorry, Nigel.
Little arms, Charles.
You're the great Lucien. You can say you negotiated the greatest deal you've ever negotiated, sold it for an unbelievable price, and had to pull it. Reputation saved.
I think he's supposed to tell you and then you speak to me.
Oh, apologies.
Well, that would be just wasting time. Every second is closer to your death.
That's right, Lucian. We are on a time crunch.
I wish that I had a fantastic idea that would just come to me. If only there was a way you could tell me.
What if you, Lucian, found a buyer where the price was so astronomical that you couldn't refuse? Why, it could be very well that I come from the old empire, that my king put in a bid, and you could dare refuse a king.
First of all, for someone with the rare lineage dating back to the Empire, you would know that it's an emperor, not a king. Second of all, you would know that no one has heard from them in centuries, and that any ships we have sent across the way have been unheard of again. But I like your idea, Mr. Lighthelm. I think it's a good one if we could only just massage some of the particulars.
Oh, you are the greatest storyteller, after all.
An offer we could not refuse? Astronomical amounts of gold. But who? Who could do that here? Who could do that that's not here? That can't be here to refute the claim?
You could say you sold it to my dad.
Who's your father, Emmy?
Well, he's the high druid on the Council of Druids for my people.
People don't know about your people.
No, they know about my people, but my people don't talk to your people, so they could never refute if it was true or not.
Everyone knows druids don't have money.
That's not true. We have like a lot of money because we don't use it for anything. So whenever there's a sunken ship, we just kind of like, throw it in a box somewhere. If I'd have known that money helps you up here, I would have brought some with me, but I didn't know that when I came.
The buyer.
We also have a lot of pearls. We have more pearls than we know what to do with. I didn't know those were valuable either.
Question, DM, is Arel Lari, the artist, still alive?
Ooh, yeah,
That is
she
a
is.
great question.
You already answered that.
And the
And you
answer
said
is
she is.
yes.
What if the artist herself purchased the artwork back, as she has lost it so long ago?
Well, that
There's
would
no
be
way
a-
she could refute it.
That would be her first appearance in who knows how long. But think bigger. Who has lots and lots of money?
Oh, what about the people that we were just, that your people back on the other island? God, what's the guy's name? I don't have a notebook. He was like kind of Jesus-y. The sun,
The Dawn.
what about that guy?
The Dawn
Yeah, what about that?
from Escos.
Yeah.
I feel like we're making this way more complicated than it needs to be.
I'm-
Sir Lighthelm,
I'm-
boss. It could be an anonymous bidder who wished to remain anonymous. End of story.
There's the Gilded, of course, but they can easily refute it.
Yes. An excellent idea. Perhaps it could be an anonymous bidder.
Oh,
Lucius, that is a brilliant idea. How did you come to that?
It just came to me.
Let
My
the people's imaginations run wild. Who could it be?
Yeah, who could it be? Could be anyone. It's a silent auction after all.
I can work with this. What about me? What about my fees?
Oh, of course, you'll be paid your fees, Lucian. Oh, your trouble, of course.
Why didn't you say so first of all? And so Lucian just sort of, I can do this. I will do it. I will pull it. You keep strange company, Mr. Lydone.
It's very good to have different perspectives around you. It makes you have a greater view in life.
Obtuse. And he just flutters his cape and just walks away.
Amazing.
Tubes.
I'm sorry, VS, for being a pretend asshole.
No, it's funny. I was hoping he was gonna say something like, "More views, nonsense."
Thank you, Hayden. I don't know how he would have not gotten an idea without you.
And go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to get us out of here alive.
And you see Lucian like beelines to the top of the pulpit where the tapestry is displayed, and he begins clapping. Attention, everyone! Attention, everyone! And then you hear just and like all the music stop playing, and everyone just sort of looks at him. The tapestry, known as Eternal Harmony, is no longer for auction or for sale. We have an anonymous bidder who bid 75,000 gold pieces. And he just stands there awkwardly.
I'm like, oh, trying to like rally people's expressions.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what the fuck's this guy doing? And then they're like, oh, and like people are like talking about it. Good evening. And then he just pulls like he looks to one of the attendants and he goes, open this please. Keys now. Keys now. Look like he's starting to like catch up to him, like, oh shit, like I'm in danger. Like he said they're gonna kill me. And the attendant comes over and sort of opens it and he grabs it and just like puts it back into the case. And just goes, thank you, and we're leaving. And he sort of just walks over to your group. He goes, protect me, help me. They could be anywhere.
Don't worry. Your life is in our hands, Lucian. Now let us leave, and we'll make it safely. I promise you.
I know, that's why I'm terrified. I mean, your bodyguard's scrawny looking.
Oh, believe me, he's very strong. So let's quickly move.
Norbert, quickly. Looks at you, Dayton.
We'll start heading out.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna keep a sharp eye as we're leaving, like scanning to make a mental note of anyone tailing us.
The people that you saw, the 6 people that were reaching for weapons, are already gone. And you just see, you saw Vorin sort of look up when there was commotion, and then you notice that as you're leaving, he's sort of staring at the case with the various different weird looking skulls. He doesn't even look at you leave. Back to doing his own thing.
Okay. Well, straight back to our ship. Right?
Yes.
Alrighty. And you continue through the rest of the atoll. The festivities and the merriments are still sort of happening, but dying down a bit as you're sort of going through. There's like a nice like fireworks display as you're going through the atoll. Everyone's kind of oohing and awing. It's kind of like the end of like the fair where like everyone's eaten, they've played all the games, you know, and they got their blankets out and they're all looking at the sky. A nice little display. And you make your way through to the docks. The docks are pretty empty at this point. Most everyone is out doing business relating to the symposium. And as you get to the sort of harbor, as you were going through and making your way to your ship, you see that just sort of come out from a side street, a group of 8 people, and there are 2 of them holding a large sort of case, like a small like chest.
Is Lucian still with us?
Yeah, I mean you're saying you're protecting him, so he's kind of with your group until you stash him somewhere. So you could drop him off somewhere if you wanted to before then, but
We'll drop him back to his gallery.
gotcha. Yeah, so before you make it there, he goes, well, when you drop him off, he goes, thank you so much for warning me. You do owe me quite a lot of gold. So how will I get that?
I will send an attendant first thing in the morning.
15%. That was the agreed amount.
Yes.
Right. And he just like grabs your shoulders. Stay safe, lie down.
Lay
Be
low,
anywhere.
Lucian.
Just remember, you're too rich and noble to die.
It's very kind of you to say. This. Rest well.
Indeed, I know. And then he sort of twirls around and walks into the gallery. He goes, triple the guard. I don't care how much it costs. And he just like goes on like a tirade. And of course you make it all the way back, and that's when people come with the large chest that 2 of them are holding, one each hand. There are 8 people.
In a low voice, I tell Whisper to prepare the ship in case something goes down.
Okay. And she kind of makes her way up the gangplank, and you hear her shouting at people on deck, and one person was asleep and sort of wakes up and acts like they were doing something, like pulling a rope that doesn't connect to anything kind of thing. And she's sort of getting everything ready.
I'll approach the group with the tapestry.
You sort of present the case, and one of them sort of opens the chest, and it's like that scene in like Pulp Fiction where it opens up and it's just like, instead of gold, it's just like platinum on your faces when they open the chest.
Like,
Yeah. And it looks like lots of money.
All right. Looks. Can I do like an appraisal? Make sure like it's all theirs, like something. Any kind of check would that be?
Let's do like a perception.
As he's
Okay.
doing that, I kind of like, I guess, nudge Emmy and Tosh and just say, "Be ready."
19 perception.
19. Yeah, it looks to be about like a little. I mean, you're not counting them individually, but there's over a 1,000 pieces of platinum in there.
It's been a pleasure.
I suppose so. Smart move.
Move along.
And they grab the tapestry, and you see one of the people. It looks like a gnome, sort of inspect it, and they roll it out. And he begins looking at it. He's got like a small like lens. Like normally you'd put like almost like a monocle, but he's holding it, and he's like going over the tapestry. And as he's going over it, you see that he's kind of quickly going through that. You see that there are sort of marks that are sort of glowing just a bit as he's going over it. He just sort of nods. They roll it up, put it in the case, and then the 8 of them start to skedaddle. Taj, make an Arcana roll for me.
Okie dokie, artichokey. The rolls are not good tonight. 11.
11. Whatever this person was holding and was checking, it seems like they were looking for something that was not apparent on the tapestry by just visually inspecting it. You don't know what it was they were seeing, but based on what this person was doing, they were looking for something magical, arcane in nature, something about this. And they were verifying. But aside from like going any deeper than that, you're not sure. You just barely saw them doing it, and they did it quickly.
I guess I relate to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Curiosity is too high now.
Do you want to go check it out, or?
let's get this money aboard. I'll help you carry it, since I know you can't carry it by yourself, Azric. You're not that strong.
Excuse me. With our powers combined, we are the Fluff Brothers, Hayden.
True. Grab a handle.
All right.
I guess we'll whisk it aboard into the captain's quarters.
Yeah, wherever you want to put it.
Also, are we going to actually send somebody with Lucian's?
Oh, God, Hayden. Oh, you're so funny. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm gonna. I can actually, Hayden. Can you inspect the chest in case there's any oddities, perhaps markings?
Sure. I will look over the unlocked chest for anything that might be weird.
Yeah. Make an investigation check with your thieves tools so you are proficient in it.
Okay. Is that the... Does it share
D20
proficiency with, like, Dex
D20 plus int plus your proficiency bonus.
plus int plus? Okay. Well, my int is... Where's my int? I don't think I have good int. Where's that at? I don't see it.
D20 plus 3 then, because your int
Yeah.
is plus 0.
Yeah, that's 11.
All right. Yeah, it looks fine.
No problems there.
All right.
Does it make a ticking sound?
Don't choke around, Hayden.
Maybe one of our magically inclined.
Well, the only
roommates.
one I trust is Whisper, and Cute is not around to detect magic.
Tosh. I mean, it.
Did not have that one?
No.
Mm-mm.
Whisper, come into the captain's quarters, please.
And she sort of comes in. Ship's ready. Repairs are all done. We can leave anytime.
Can you detect magic by any chance?
Well, any more than you can, I suppose. What about the box?
I am, yes.
We'd probably be dead already if they wanted us to be.
Right you are. Then we shall set sail. Mark a course to Blackwren Cove.
Oh, well. And then she kind of, is that all?
Oh,
That is all.
we might want to.
And I'll put a sack of payment of 300 gold.
Just need it. Remember, this doesn't leave this room.
To work out there.
I know. And she sort of just looks at Hayden. She just goes, shame, quartermaster position's already filled. She steps out.
Unfortunate indeed.
How are we gonna pay Lucian what we owe him?
We'll send the carrier pigeon.
Not. You're going to leave.
We're not paying him?
I mean,
That'd be
I
really
would leave.
funny, actually.
I mean, that's the most pirate thing to do, isn't it, Emmy?
That's true.
Said you wanted to do more pirate stuff.
Really rude. He didn't like me or Hayden very much because we weren't rich.
Oh, then we should definitely dock his pay.
Okay.
By not
Agree with
paying
this.
him.
Okay. Won't he be mad?
Oh, quite.
Okay. I guess that's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, we're pirates. Yar.
Well, yes, some of them do that.
I thought all of them. You said all of them did that, and then you taught me songs, and you said they sang songs.
No, that's very true. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go see what's ready for dinner. I'm gonna go see if Chowder's cooking. I'll be back. And Emmy's gonna skip off. But then I'm gonna, instead of going to see Chowder, actually, I'm gonna recall. How does that work? I'm gonna summon Bucket to me because he's been still staked out on that box with the journal on it this entire time.
Yep. Bucket's recalled to you.
I asked him, like, has he seen anyone approaching the box or anything like that? Like, how's it, like, report in, Bucket.
Mhm.
What's the
And
report?
what questions are you asking him? Because he can't communicate with you, I don't believe.
Did you see anyone approach the box?
He sort of crab shakes to side as a no.
He knows a click is a yes and 2 clicks is like this is a no.
Yeah, he gives you 2 clicks.
Okay. Oh, nothing changed and nobody did anything suspicious while we were gone.
Click, 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 click.
Oh, dang. Okay. And you don't think anybody saw that you were watching it?
And then he sort of
It was
like
hiding. It was hiding.
he sort of gets like low on the ground and like click, 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 click. Like, I'm sneaky.
How dare. Okay, thanks, Bucket. Let's go get you some bacon and chowder. I'm sure she
one
has
click,
some.
click. All right. Anyone else want to have any discussions? It's towards like the end of the day at this point. Like the auction was like the nightcap of the evening, and the fireworks are for the common folk. So
Gonna count the gold or platinum and make sure it's all there.
yeah, I mean, you can meticulously count it piece by piece and hear the platinum clink with the rest of your stash. And ultimately you get to the bottom and it is all there. 13,000 gold's worth minus 300 gold since you paid Whisper. So you can add, was that 12,700 gold pieces to your coffers, everyone? Big
How
money.
many?
How much?
12,700 gold.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Total.
individual each.
No, not
Oh,
So,
okay,
will
bro. I
someone
was about
do
to.
the math in chat because I can't right
I
now.
got it. I got
Thank-
it. It's
thank you,
2,540.
per person.
2,540 each.
I'll put
Yep.
it in our chat.
Yeah. And with that, you all can finally leave the Gilded Atoll if you so choose, as the fireworks die off into the night, and you see some people eventually returning to ships, other people spilling into other taverns on the way back to the harbor. And now you can rest easy knowing that the Shadow Tides cartel, as far as you know, are no longer out to kill you. And having completed what you all had set out here on the atoll, the journey back to Blackrind Cove awaits you all.
Yeah.
Of which it will take 8 days travel from where you are. And for those keeping score, you are here on the map, and you are going way over here. The hidden pirate enclave.
I know Cooter's not here, but I know Cooter is it's like Cooter can always hear what's happening. I mean, he's just gonna be like, Cooter, aren't you so happy we're finally going back to the Pirate Cove? And I'm pretty sure Cooter's like, yeah, this is the best ever. This is a conversation we're having while we're working on our indoor hydroponic magic gardening unit.
Your grow operation on the
Yeah, our grow operation. Look, it's probably coming along pretty good at this point.
You're gonna buy some heat lamps and
She's making heat lamps and I'm making the plants grow really awesome.
I
And I
forgot
can
what
also
plants you all
purify-
were growing.
I can also purify food and drinks. I can purify salt water, I think.
Interesting idea.
I mean, I would assume it would let me do that. It's a drink that needs purified.
They do call the ocean the drink, I guess.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've never thought about that. That is a good idea. Gotcha.
Just saying, I got plant growth and I got purified drink and Hooter's got the brains. Let's go.
Fantastic.
If all else fails for our pirating career, we can enter our pumpkin in the state fair at the very least.
Oh my god.
I like it.
All right. Are you setting off immediately? You're waiting until the morning, or are you just getting
Well,
out?
immediately, right?
Yeah, we get
He
now.
told us to leave, right? Yeah, getting out.
All right. So as the hustle and bustle of the ship grows, the evening, people being called on to shift, you can see everyone sort of all hands on deck, getting the ship ready to leave. And the Unfortunate finally undocks from the Gilded Atoll for the first time in 300 episodes. No, I'm kidding.
Forever.
Yeah.
And you were all 13,000 gold pieces richer, and you found your friend.
Those were peach seeds I planted, apparently.
Yeah, you found your BFF Hayden. So you all are sailing throughout the night with the journey ahead of you, and Taj, your mind sort of goes into all of the ingredients, or all of the sort of components needed for the scroll of knock that they are planning on getting made when they return to Black Rind Cove by your friend. Sorry, I'm looking at names. I
forgot her
Good eyes.
name.
Oh, Zara, the Yuan Ti wizard.
Zara.
And your mind sort of drifts over to the object, the Orbi, as you all call it. And just sort of wonder what sort of secrets can be contained inside such an object. And you are now as close as you have been this entire time of unlocking it. So, with that, I think that is as good as time as any to conclude the episode for the evening. Congratulations to you all on getting your BFF back.
Just so happy we're off that island.
And reaching
Yeah.
next level, what, Max?
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
so
I can't believe you.
Thanks.
Goodness. Wow.
Oh man. But no, seriously, yes. You all
Really?
do level up.
Yay! I was mostly just joking
Nice.
around, but I'm glad that it's for real.
Yeah, way to ruin my moment. No.
Listen,
Ooh, wait, what level are we?
ask if there's a
8?
level up.
Yep. You will all be level 8. So, would you all like to roll HP now or next episode? I'll let
I
you
want
choose.
to do it now. We haven't played in like 10 years.
Do the character stuff, and I don't forget.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, if we don't do it now, VS is gonna forget and do it. I'm just kidding, VS.
Are
I
you?
love you. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
How do I
take,
do it again? I forgot.
Nina's rolling in chat.
Well,
by the way.
also Nina's not here, but Nina, you can roll in chat if you
Here.
want to.
She's here.
She's
She's
here.
in chat.
All right.
How dare you?
We are going to start with Azric. I don't have my notebook. Hold on.
Oh, I think I messed it up already.
Don't do anything yet. I'm just gonna have you roll a
Oh,
dice and I'll tell you
man.
what to do.
Okay.
What did you do?
If I get a good number.
I changed my level to 8. I didn't touch the HP yet. It shouldn't
don't
change,
don't
right?
do that yet. We're just gonna roll
I
some
didn't,
dice.
I didn't. Okay, I'm rolling
He's rolling
dice.
dices, and Max will
The-
change it for us because we're little
Thanks.
baby.
Thanks, Max.
Okay, Azric, roll a d8 for your new HP.
All right, I got a 7.
7 indeed. Very nice. Nina, I need you to roll some dice for me in the chat. Nina, if you could roll a d8 for me. And then you can just type it in chat and let everyone see it as proof.
Come on, Nina, you got this.
Nina's like, I can't play it, but I'm strong enough to roll for my new HP.
Oh, Nina, no!
A 3.
Oh.
Get new dice!
I mean, y'all have known
was
for a
tip-
long
I was-
time her dice woes. You could have bought her some dice a long
know.
time ago.
I told Nina to give me her address and I will ship her some cool dice.
That's true. I remember you saying that.
Emmy, roll a d8.
4.
4. Hayden,
We're doing great.
All
Do we
right,
get to
come
add
on.
stuff too?
you will, yeah. You'll add your constitution and all that stuff later on. Hayden, also roll a d8.
4.
Dang it.
4.
That's
We're
middle.
squishy.
Down the
Yeah, I
middle.
know. I was just hoping one of us would get max. What did Moobs get? You got.
I was close.
7.
I got 7.
Yeah,
Taj,
that's pretty
roll
good.
a
That's pretty good.
d6.
Come on. 5.
5.
Hey,
Hey,
That's pretty
all decent
good.
rolls. Nobody rolled a 2 or anything like that. So
True.
it could always be worse.
True.
So excellent job. Thanks
Oh,
everybody.
whoops.
for-
I rolled a 15.
Oh yeah, 15 on a D8. You get D-leveled
Yeah.
down to 4.
Oh, man.
50 DKP minus. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We're going to put a little poll in the chat to see who you thought was the MVP of the session. And whoever gets the most votes for MVP is going to win an inspiration that they can use.
Lucian votes for himself.
Lucian always votes for himself. So I'll get that in the chat real quick. Vote with your heart, and I'll leave the poll up, and then we'll get that inspiration. They deserve it.
Yes, the
with
inspiration.
that being said, go check out our Patreon where you can get early access to all of our podcasts and things. There's even a tier where you can create an NPC that will be dropped into the campaign. Otherwise,
Wait, do we still have some to meet?
yes,
Oh,
yes, you do.
okay.
And with that being said, also you can come hang out with us in Discord, discord.gg/casters and Cantrips. Come hang out, talk D&D with us, talk music with us, talk TV with us, whatever you want. There's channels for all of it. And very much appreciate you all for being here. Also, if you're watching on Twitch, go check out our YouTube. There's stuff over there too. We actually stream over there as well. And check out all of our old other content that we have out there. And I'm happy to be back. I don't know about you all, but today was a bit stressful, but I'm glad we got to play.
Yeah.
It made me
Very
I
happy.
missed this.
Be back.
Made me happy.
I'm happy Adric didn't die, so
yeah.
I'm low key selfishly sad that we gave up the tapestry, but
We
I
can
guess
talk
for
about
the
that.
love of my life.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in out of combat.
combat,
Oh yeah, if you're
Stay
not
tuned for that.
if you're not
You
aware,
guys
Out of
could
Combat
live,
is
whatever.
Out of Combat is our after show that only happens on YouTube or podcast. It'll be coming out next week, so you definitely want to be tuned in for that, so you can hear about all the behind the scenes fun stuff we were going to talk about. And I believe this week it's going to be Mac, Moobs, and Bun talking about after this episode. So definitely join in for that. And congratulations, Azric, you have won the inspiration for the
Thank
evening.
you, everyone. I have one already, so I'd like to bequeath it to someone who doesn't. Emmy won second place. So Emmy.
Wait. Do I have one? I think I have one.
Can we have holdovers, Max?
No.
Oh, wait, I don't have one. Give it to me.
All right.
Woo! Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, very, very nice. So thanks, everybody. We'll be back next week, Monday, for Tome of Knowledge, and then back to the next episode on next Friday. Stick around, say hello
it's
to some
good to
other
be
D&D
back.
friends. Go show your love over there to Distal's place and say hi. Tell them that we
I
sent
won't
you.
be here next Friday.
Sad times.
Dang it,
Oh.
Mac.
You guys are gonna
Dang
have
it.
fun on the open sea. Don't die.
No, we're not gonna.
Uh-huh.
You're right.
No
we might die on
promises.
the open sea.
No promises.
It's gonna be so fun. I love it for you.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll hit a dead calm and it'll be a bottle episode, and you'll be so happy you missed it. You never know.
Yeah, but have a fantastic evening, everyone, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.